Okay guys, I want to jump on here real quick because I just had a friend of mine, now a client, who didn't think that they could buy a home with zero out of pocket and have been sitting on the sideline for a while trying to save, and we just closed on the property last week. They bought this home and brought close to nothing to the closing table. When I say close to nothing, I mean less than $500 total. So yeah, basically no money out of pocket. But I need you to hear this first, okay? A lot of us think we need $1,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, even $50,000 saved in order to buy a home here in Charlotte. And honestly, that is not always true. So if you are one of those people still on the sideline thinking that you have to save all that money before you can buy it, this video is definitely for you. Because in 2020 states, if you think you need to save that much money to buy a home, you might be wrong. So today I'm breaking down 6 real options people are buying a home here in Charlotte with 100% financing. And in this video, we'll discuss different programs that are out there that can help you with zero down, and in some cases, close to very little out of pocket. Before we dive into the video, let me do a quick disclaimer, okay? Before we start, I'm not a lender. I am a realtor. Everything I'm sharing in this video is based on my experience working with clients, family members, real people that I've helped who use zero down or low out of pocket option. Okay. If you want more information, you connect with me and I'll connect you with a lender who can confirm which option you qualify for. I cannot prove you, but I can guide you to the right people and the right person in the right lane. Okay, I just wanted to do that first fine print disclaimer real quick before we dive into the video. And if you are new to the channel, my name is Daniel Kumu. I am a local realtor here in Charlotte with NACA Group at Keller Williams Realty. I put up a video every week on if you're looking to move to Charlotte, wanted to know where to live, just wanted to get some information about the home buying process, looking to buy or sell. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. And also, I have set a personal goal myself to help hundreds African Caribbean immigrants with homeownership in 2026. So if you know of anybody who might be thinking of buying or selling, please share my contact information with them because I love the opportunity. All right, let's get out of the way. Let's get into today's video. First thing I need to clear up, zero down and zero to close are not the same thing. Zero down does not automatically mean zero to close, okay? You can still have closing costs, lender fee, titles, attorney, appraisal, and you can still have prepaid taxes, homeowner insurance, and escrow. So zero down doesn't equal zero close. But the goal here is to structure the deal so when we get to the closing table, you bring the least amount possible out of pocket using a mix of lender credit, down payment assistance, seller concession, and sometimes some grant money. The goal is not, do I have cash? The goal here is, do I qualify? And how do we structure the deal so you bring the least amount possible to the closing table, okay? So now let's talk about the 6 options where you can buy a home with 100% financing. First option on the list is a program called NACA. I heard a lot of people have heard of NACA. NACA is a nonprofit organization backed by large banks such as Bank of America, and it is created to help you buy a home with very low down payment, sometimes even none, okay? It focuses heavily on education and affordability. The program offers zero down payment, no mortgage insurance, no PMI. They also advertise that they don't have no lender fee, no closing costs on their product. So yes, NACA is basically 100% financing, meaning no down payment is required. And the best part of it all, they use a character-based lending instead of your FICO score. So you may not have to worry about your credit score. That is a good thing. Now, who is NACA best for? This is a great program for buyers who are serious, coachable, disciplined, and very prompt, okay? I'll tell you why. NACA can be very, very tedious. You start with a workshop, then they assign you a counselor, then you go through the whole qualification, and it is very documentation heavy. So if you are somebody who is not organized just like me, NACA can feel like a nightmare because they ask for a lot. And the process takes a while. For instance, I had a client of mine that we closed about 2 years ago. They submitted 2-month bank statement. This is an example. They submitted 2-month bank statement. By the time the counselor got to the file, one of the bank statement older than that 60 days because you have to be within a 60 days guideline. So they said, the counselor told them that bank statement expired to send a new one. And they have to go back and send a new bank statement. Now, that sounds like a small, nothing big, but it matters because this counselor is not sitting there waiting for them to send that bank statement. That counselor moved on to a next file. Same thing if they email you a question, they usually go through your bank statement to see, because the part of NACA is to educate you on budgeting and all that kind of stuff. So they'll go over your bank statement. And if they notice something that they have a question, they will email you a question. And if you take too long to respond, they'll move on. And now you are waiting again until they come back to your file. So I want to be upfront with you. NACA is not for someone who is unorganized or trying to buy a home next week. No, NACA will not be for you. Option 2, State Employee Credit Union Financing, SECU. Okay, while NACA is a national nonprofit for general public, the State Employee Credit Union, on the other hand, is a member-owned financial cooperative for North Carolina state employee and their family. Okay, so it's not for general public. But if you qualify with State Employee Credit Union, they have a great home buyer option where you can finance up to 100% of the purchase price. I believe they have certain limit on the price, but in some cases, they even contribute toward your closing costs. So it is a great program. You get 100% financing, and in some instance, you even get some closing costs that they'll offer you some grant toward your closing costs. Now, eligibility is key with State Employee Credit Union. This is usually for people who haven't owned a home in the last 3 years, and often people connected to North Carolina State Agency or public school system. So personal story, this is literally how my stepdad got into his home now. We originally started working with NACA. A deal came up, and because the NACA process was taking a little bit longer, he worked for this Mecklenburg school system, so he had an account with State Employee Credit Union. I advised him to go check with them and see if he can qualify. Fast forward, he qualified. He was able to acquire the property that came up for little to nothing out of pocket. I believe he even got a credit at closing because it was a property. We asked for closing costs. By the time we used the money that they're giving him to our closing costs, the grant that he got from State Employee Credit Union, in addition to the loan is 100% financing, he was able to get a credit of $150 or $250, some of that nature, back at closing. That's how great of a program this program is. And on top of that, there's no PMI, no mortgage insurance, and he got that loan. Good price, it went fast. We got it closed within 45 days, no money out of pocket. So he is a happy camper. I can say that I have helped my parents buy a home using State Employee Credit Union, something that I'm very proud of. So it's a great program. If you are a teacher, you're a state employee, or you have access to State Employee Credit Union, don't guess, ask them, do I qualify for your home buyer 100% financing? It is a must. I always push everybody, if you have an account with them, try with State Employee. I always push everybody to try with State Employee Credit Union at all time. So now, if you are not in that lane and don't have access to State Employee Credit Union, don't worry, okay? This one here is where a lot of my first-time buyers win. Option 3 is the North Carolina Down Payment Assistance Program through the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency. Now, this program is run through participating lenders, so it's not available to all lenders. Only participating lender offer this program. And here at the Heartland North Carolina Home Advantage, you can get a down payment assistance up to 3% of the loan amount. And for first-time home buyers, there is also the North Carolina, the First Home Advantage, which gives you, I believe, up to $15,000 down payment assistance as well too. Now, some of these guidelines that I'm gonna go over can change, and lenders may have additional requirement, but a lot of time you see things like sale price, a limit around that 495,000, an income limit around 152,000 for the 3% down payment assistance. I believe the debt income ratio on some of these down payment assistance in North Carolina DPA is about 45%. And you need to have a credit score of 640. Now, this is very important. I want you to listen to this. A lot of people will not tell you this, but this is super important. The assistance is often structured like a zero deferred second mortgage. Okay, typically you don't make payment on it monthly, but you may have to repay if you sell, refinance, or transfer before the forgiveness periods. I believe it's 7 or 15 years, and in many cases with a full forgiveness at the end of the term. So if your term is 5 years, 7 years, 15 years, at the end of those terms, it is forgiven. This is why I always tell people, it's not one magic program. It is stacking the right assistant with the right deal. Okay, so going over some of those, there are some programs out there, but you just have to find out what fit your need and what lane do you fit in. So now, there's also a federal government program that is straight up to 0% financing as well, and it's bringing us to option number 4. Let's talk about the fourth way to get 100% financing is what I call the government zero down lane, the USDA and the VA loan. While NACA focus on economic justice, we have state employee credit union focus on public service. The USDA program is about geographic development. I know a lot of people haven't heard of USDA before, but there's a program called USDA that focuses primarily on geographic development. The program was created by the U.S. Department of Agriculture to strengthen the rural economy by making it extremely cheap to buy a home in less populated area. The government encouraged people to move on the outskirts and in those communities. So USDA can allow eligibility buyer to purchase with 100% financing in those eligible area. The home must be located in the design rural area, and your total household income cannot exceed 115% of the median income for that specific area. This can be a game changer for buyer. I live in an area where it is considered rural. This can be huge for buyer open to area outside of, let's say, Charlotte city limit. You want that peace, you want that quietness. This program is perfect if you want that. You don't necessarily have to live within the Charlotte city limit. You open to some area. You can buy a home using the USDA. That is 100% financing. They give lower rate long as you qualify based on your income limit. It is a great program that I always put out there, especially if I have a client looking in some of those outside area. So now this can be used for buyer open to area outside of the Charlotte city limit and want that piece of quiet lifestyle. Okay, so it may not be for everybody, but it is a great program to look into if you want looking to buy a home, want to live in somewhere rural. Now, let's talk about the gold standard of the mortgage called the VA financing. Okay. Now, VA loan is designed to provide veterans, active duty service member, and eligible surviving spouse with a powerful tool to build wealth through homeownership, because the government believes that military life often makes it difficult to save for additional down payment. So the VA loan is designed to offer a combination of that benefit that no other loan can match. You have a zero down, 100% financing, no monthly mortgage insurance, so you don't have no PMI, and certainly there is no income limit with the VA. Now, you may still have a VA funding fee and sometimes normal closing costs, but honestly, it is one of the strongest programs out there, especially if you are in the military or serve in the military. VA loan is a program to look into before you even touch anything else, okay? With all that said, I pray, please do yourself a favor. Do not self-disqualify yourself. Ask a lender to run numbers for you. Now, let's talk about another program. So I hope you guys keeping along with me. Now, let me show you a community bank program that has a lot of people shocked when they hear it. Okay? Option 5 is a local community bank program with First National Bank Home Ownership Plus program. Here's the highlight for this program. They advertise up to 100% financing, no mortgage insurance required, so no PMI. You have to have a minimum credit score around 620, and they even advertise no income limit. But here's the key. Eligibility is based on the property location, okay? Another thing, this program gets crazy. This program can be stacked up and add an additional $20,000 in down payment assistance. It is structured like this. They have a homeownership plus that give you $5,000, and they have a community uplift program that give you another $15,000 for a total of $20,000 that you can use toward your down payment in addition to the 100% financing. And the only thing is the home needs to be located in a majority minority census tract. That is the real requirement. So the address has to qualify in order for you to qualify for this program. This is exactly why you need someone like me who know how to navigate this program, okay? Because the opportunity is real, but the details truly matters. Now, let's talk about last one, the last but not least. This is for a specific group, yet it is very powerful, okay? Last option, option 6, is what I call a specialty 100% financing program for the medical professional. These are not for everybody. This program is not for everybody. They are for a specific group of people. But when you qualify, it can truly be a game changer. The medical professional home loan program is built for doctor and medical professional, especially earlier in their career when student loan and limited saving are the issue. Okay, program like this may offer up to 100% financing. There is no monthly mortgage insurance, so there's no PMI. The loan amount here goes up to $2 million, and I believe the minimum credit score for this program is about 680 credit score. Another great thing about this program is it can be available nationwide. Typically is for primary residents. Most of these programs are primary residents. You cannot use this program to buy an investment property or a secondary home. So almost all these programs that I have gone over are geared toward primary residents. Sometimes condo may be allowed if they are warrantable. Some even allow property up to 40 acres. And also, but you have to make sure that a fully appraised and appraisal is required as well too. Going back to this program, but again, you need to consult with the lender who has this program. I believe they may allow medical resident intern with eligible degree with more flexible student loan treatment. So if you are a nurse, a PA, a physician, a dentist, a pharmacist, anybody in that medical field, medical lane, ask your lender, do you have the medical professional 100% financing program? Why not? What do you have to lose? Again, these terms, they depend on the lender, but the point is the option do exist, okay? So I hope you guys like it. Those are the 6 ways or 6 options people are using to buy a home here in Charlotte with 100% financing and close to nothing out of pocket. So if you want my 0 down Charlotte homebuyer checklist, comment 0 down and tell me which lane you are in. First time homebuyer, are you a state employee or teacher? Are you a veteran? Are you open to some of those USDA areas who want the North Carolina that DPA down payment assistance? Or are you a medical professional? Put a comment down, reach out to me. My number is at the bottom, 704-904-5152. More than happy to point you in the right direction, connect you with a lender that may be able to give you more information. I hope you found this video helpful. There is a lot of programs out there. These are some of the few programs out there. There are many, many other programs out there that can help you buy a home in 2026 with almost nothing out of pocket. So this video is intended to help those that are still on the sideline thinking that, oh yeah, I need thousands of money saved in order for you to buy a home. That's not the case. You can buy a home with almost nothing out of pocket. And there are a lot of programs out there. The government is helping people getting into home. Home ownership is what have built the Americas. So there's a lot of programs out there to help people get in a home. If you have any question, call me, 704, text me, 704-904-5152. I'm more than happy to answer any question you may have. I'll see you guys then.